So here are 4 legit remote jobs that you can apply for. You don't need any degree, you don't need any experience, and you can apply from anywhere in the world. So it doesn't matter whether you're based in Asia, it doesn't matter whether you're based in Africa or Europe. You can actually apply to these jobs from anywhere in the world. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you the websites and how you can actually submit your applications directly on the website. So for each remote job I'm going to be giving you 2 websites where you can actually find these jobs and apply for these jobs, and I'm going to be taking you to the website and teach you how to apply to these jobs yourself. So immediately after this video, you can easily go on the website and apply to the jobs yourself. Additionally, you can even apply to the jobs while watching this video. Hi everyone, my name is Alma, and if you're new here, I'm a full-time remote worker currently working remotely from Africa. On this channel, I like to share remote job tips, remote websites, and how you can actually make money online. Additionally, I share portfolio-ready projects for data scientists and data analysts. So if you're a data analyst or a data scientist looking for portfolio-ready projects, then this video is for you. The goal of this YouTube channel is to help people land their dream jobs online and also perfect their data analytics skills. So if you have not hit the subscribe button yet, do wait to hit the subscribe button, give me a like, and share this with a family or friend that is looking for how to land their dream remote job online. Additionally, if you like this video or if you like any other of my videos, you can actually give me a super thanks using the thanks button below. Now let's get right into it. The first job that you can apply for with zero experience is data annotation. Now what exactly is data annotation? I'm going to be explaining to you in simple terms what data annotation is and who a data annotator is. Now let's explain who a data annotator really is and what a data annotator does. As a data annotator, you'll be expected to help companies train AI models by labeling data from various sources. So this simply means that your major task as a data annotator is to help companies label and organize their data so AI can understand and learn from it. So as a data annotator, you'll be labeling different types of data. So you'll be labeling data such as text, you'll be labeling audios, you'll be labeling images, and the rest of them. So let's say, for example, if you're a data annotator that is working on labeling images for companies online, what you'll be doing is you'll be given a large variety of photos and you'll be expected to label these images. Now, for example, you can be given an image of a car, an image of a person, and an image of a dog, and you'll be expected to label the photo, tell the AI which one is a car, tell the AI which one is a dog, and tell the AI which one is a person. Now, this is what data annotators that work with images actually do. However, if you're a data annotator that work with text, what you have to do is, for example, you'll be expected to read customers' review about a product or a services of a company online, and reading their review, you will tell if it is a positive review or a negative review. So this way the AI can actually know when a customer gives a positive review and when a customer gives a negative review. And if you're a data annotator that works with audio, you'll be expected to listen to audio and type out what the customer or the client actually says. So let's say, for example, you'll be expected to listen to customer conversation with their customer agents representative, and you'll be expected to type out this conversation between the customer and the customer sales representative. Now, this information you typed out will be used to train AI to enable it to make accurate predictive decisions or give accurate information. Now, let's explore who this job is perfect for. So we are going to be looking at who a data annotation job is perfect for. Now, for you to be a good data annotator, there are some qualities you need to have. There are some qualities these international companies will always look at for before they hire you to be their data annotator. Now, the number one quality they look at for is paying attention to details. So as a data annotator, you must pay attention to details. You must be able to spot small differences following the given instructions that the company is going to give to you. Like I mentioned, for image, for example, if they give you an image of a car and an image of a person, and if the information just say that they are looking for you to choose, to tell the AI which image is a car and which image is a person. You should be able to pay attention to details and carry out this task diligently and without any form of error. Now, the second quality for you to be a data annotator is you must be patient and consistent. Data annotation job is a job that requires you to be patient because you'll be given thousands of images, you'll be given thousands of texts, you'll be given thousands of audios to work with. There's no way you can execute this task if you're not patient and if you're not consistent. So most data annotation tasks can be very repetitive. So that is why one of the major quality of a good data annotator is patience and consistency. The third is if you're someone that really wants to work remotely, if you're someone that enjoys remote work, if you're someone that enjoys sitting at the comfort of your home and working remotely and earning remotely, a data annotation job is perfect for you because 99% of data annotation jobs are online. So if you're someone that enjoys working remotely, data annotation job is just the perfect fit for you. So the fourth is if you're someone that has little or no tech experience. So one of the entry level jobs in tech is data annotation. So if you're someone that has little or no experience about tech, or if you're someone that is just looking for a no coding tech skill or a no coding tech job that you can actually use to make good money for yourself online, a data annotation job is the best fit for you because most entry level data annotation job doesn't require any code skill at all. So the next on the list is you must be someone that actually knows how to read and write. So if you're someone that knows how to read and write, then a data annotation job is perfect for you because you must be able to read company's instructions on what you should label and what you shouldn't label. So for you to be a good data annotator, you must be able to read and write accurately. So let's look at the requirements for the job of a data annotator. Now, the number one requirement for the job of a data annotator is having a laptop or a desktop computer. So even though some basic tasks for a data annotator can work online, it is highly recommended that you have a laptop because you'll be working with different sizes of images and different sizes of audios. So you need a laptop so you can see images clearly. Additionally, you need a laptop with a good memory so you can download images and download audios. The number two requirement is having a stable internet connection. So the work of a data annotator is normally completed online, and sometimes you have a lot of tasks with a limited time. So you need a stable internet connection to be able to work as a data annotator. So the third requirement is good English or language skills. So this is one of the major requirements, especially if you're a data annotator that works with text, audio, and AI response annotation. So you need to have a good command of English and language skill. So the fourth on the list is attention to details. Like I mentioned, being a data annotator requires you to pay attention to simple instructions. So for you to succeed as a data annotator, one of the major requirements is being able to pay attention to details. So the next requirement is ability to follow simple instruction. So as a data annotator, you'll be given a lot of instructions that you'll be required to follow. So for you to be a good data annotator, you must be able to understand and follow simple instructions. And the next is having basic computer skills. So as a data annotator, you should have basic computer skills like browsing, typing, uploading files, and using online tools. And you should also have good research and critical thinking skills, particularly if you're working for data that is used for training advanced AI. So before we move ahead, there's one major thing you need to know about data annotation websites. So most platforms you find data annotation websites requires you to pass an assessment test. This assessment test is basic. It doesn't require any coding or technical skills. So mostly they're just simple assessments like the company trying to know if you have the required skills to be their data annotator. For example, if you can read, if you can follow instructions, and if you pay attention to details, and if you have basic knowledge of using a computer. So the qualification tests are mostly not technical. So they're mostly simple and very easy to handle. Now let's look at how much a data annotator earns. For beginner data annotator, you have the potential to earning at least $10 to $30 per hour. So the number one website where you can actually find remote jobs for data annotator jobs is on DataAnnotator.tech. So this website is actually a website that was dedicated for people to actually find remote jobs to become a data annotator. And one amazing thing about this website is you can actually find jobs to become a data annotator regardless of where you are based. So it doesn't matter if you're based in Africa, it doesn't matter if you're based in Asia, it doesn't matter if you're based in Europe. Wherever you're based in the world, you can actually use DataAnnotator.tech. Find companies all over the world hiring for a data annotator. So when you look on the website, you can see that it says get paid to make AI smarter. So on DataAnnotator.tech, you can actually find various jobs related to data annotation. So it doesn't matter the field you're interested in. So if you're interested in being a data annotator for the health, finance, or legal field, you will always find something for you to do on DataAnnotator.com. So when you look over here, you can see that they have the domain experts and they have the generalists. So the domain experts are for those that are actually concentrating on a particular aspect that has good knowledge about a specific domain. For example, it can be someone that has good knowledge about finance. It can be someone that has good knowledge about tech. It can be someone that has good knowledge about health, or it can be someone that has good knowledge about how the legal system works. So you can actually work as a data annotator for the science field, you can work as a data annotator for the legal field, or you can work as a data annotator for the health or finance field. So the domain experts are for those that are specialized in a specific domain, maybe those that are specialized in science, health, or finance. But for the generalists are those that are available to be general data annotators. They don't actually have a specialized expertise, so they are just general data annotators. So they work on various simple data annotation jobs. So these are who we call the generalists. So like I mentioned, data annotators that label data that is used to build advanced artificial intelligence attracts higher pay than general data annotators. So for domain expert data annotators, they can attract as high as $50 to $100 per hour, while a general data annotator attracts about $25 to $30 per hour. So when you come over here, you see that they offer projects across range of skill sets. And when you look over here, you can actually see various skill sets that you can actually work in if you want to be a data annotator. So you can actually work as a data annotator in software engineering. You can work as a clinical researcher. You can work as a research chemist, a localized specialist, a localization specialist, or a professional writer. So if you want to work as a data annotator for professional writer, you can see that you help them evaluate AI generated content for clarity, tone, and structure across areas. So this is just like most of the generalist AI and so for each data annotator job you see here, you actually can see the domain they belong to. So you can see that this belongs to the coding domain. You can see that this belongs to medicine domain, and you can see that this belongs to the chemistry domain. This belongs to language domain. And for the ones that belong to generalist domain, you can actually find them here. So when you look up here, you can see they have the generalist. So this is just what people that are trying to enter into the data annotator job market can actually do. So if you're an entry level data annotator without a specialized skill, you can actually work as a generalist data annotator. So for this, you can see that this is someone that has a background in finance. This is also a generalist data annotator job. So if you're someone that doesn't have a specialized domain, you should be concentrating on applying for the generalist roles. So anywhere you see the generalist data annotator jobs, these are the ones you should be applying. These are the ones you should be applying. But if you're someone that have expertise in a particular domain, you can actually work as a data annotator in that domain. For example, if you're someone that studied medicine, or if you're someone that studied law, or you studied finance, or you're into deep tech, you can actually work
as a data annotator in your specialized area. Now, when you look over here, you see that on DataAnnotator.tech, they actually have data annotation jobs across all fields. You can see they have across finance, physics, chemistry, biology, medicine, coding, mathematics, and the rest of them. Now, when you come over here, you can actually see what their interview process looks like. So here they categorically stated that not everybody gets in. That's the point. So another thing about this DataAnnotator.tech website is they actually have a very good pay for people that wants to work as a data annotator. Now, when you go over here, you see what the application process looks like. So you apply and complete the assessments aligned with your area of expertise. So if you don't have a specialized area of expertise, please do not register as someone that has specialized area of expertise, because like I mentioned earlier in this video, you'll be expected to complete some assessments, and if you register as a data annotator that has specialized expertise, you'll be required your knowledge on that field will be tested. So if you're a beginner data annotator, you must register as a generalist data annotator, not as a specialized field data annotator. Now, once you're able to complete the assessments, you can start working on projects that aligns with your skill and knowledge. And once you complete a project, you get paid. So payment is issued after each project is completed, and you can withdraw payments directly to your bank account. Let's explore the benefits why you will enjoy working on DataAnnotation.tech. So on DataAnnotation.tech, you have remote and flexible work. So you can complete project that suits you. There are no fixed hours. You don't need an office. Like I mentioned, this is fully remote. You can work from the comfort of your home, and you have full control of your schedule. So you work on meaningful projects. I think this is one of the amazing parts of being a data annotator, because you get to work on amazing and real life projects that helps train artificial intelligence and machine learning systems. Now, another thing is you get a competitive pay. DataAnnotation.tech, they have a competitive pay for their data annotators. So you earn a competitive rate with higher pay for consistent high quality work. And on dataannotation.com, they have a no check-in culture. So you have the ability to focus on deep, uninterrupted work without constant checking, calls, or unnecessary meetings. So no one is going to check in on you, no one is going to call you. So once you complete your task, it will be reviewed. Once the task is being reviewed and it meets the standard of DataAnnotator.tech website, it is approved and you get paid immediately. So there are a lot more benefits of working as a data annotator on DataAnnotator.tech. So let's go ahead and explore how you can register on this platform. Now, the first thing you have to do is go over to say apply now. So if you have an account already, you can simply use the sign in button. But if you do not have an account, then you have to use the apply now button. So once you click on apply now, you'll be asked to complete with Google, or you'll be asked to sign in with your email. So if you already have an account, you just click on sign in. But if you're creating accounts, all you have to do, so let's say for the email, we want to make use of TechUp. For the email, we just say amorprecious951@gmail.com. So this is my email address. In case you have any collaboration deal or you have any questions, please do well to reach me using this email address. So the next thing we have to do is we go ahead and continue, and you'll be asked to create a secure password. So you can actually enter a personal password, or you can decide to make use of the password suggestion. So let's say we want to make use of the password suggestion. So all you have to do is click on use strong password. Now, the next thing you have to do is go over to verify that you're not a robot. So you'll be expected to answer some questions, like you say select the images with. So you'll be expected to select the images where you can find a motorcycle. So all you just have to do is select these images, then click on verify. Now, the next thing you have to do is you need to agree to confidentiality of the platform. Then you simply click on create account. So once you click on create accounts, you'll be asked to check your email and get and verify your email address. So what we have to do is we have to go over to my email to verify my email address. So once you're able to verify the email address, then you can get access to the DataAnnotator.tech website. But in case for some reasons you do not actually receive the verification email, all you have to do is go over here and click and ask them to resend it. But let's head over to my email to get the verification. So when you look over here, you can see that we have received the verification email. So this is what the verification email you're going to receive is going to look like. So all you have to do is go over to click on confirm email. So once you confirm your email, you see that your email address has been verified. So they will tell you thank you for signing up. But one thing I want to add is when you are registering on DataAnnotation.tech, please make sure that you make use of your real name, because once you start completing tasks and they need to pay you, the name you use to open your account needs to match with your bank account. So I just made use of TechUp because this is just a sample video. Now, the next thing you have to do is you go over to your profile. So when you come over here, before going to this profile, before we go ahead to start filling this profile, when you come over here, you can see the projects you are going to work on. And when you come over here, you can see your fonts. And when you come over here, you can see messages in your inbox. So over here, all you have to do is insert your LinkedIn account if you have one. So it is highly recommended you have a LinkedIn account. So even if you don't have a LinkedIn account, I would suggest you get a LinkedIn account for this. So what we are going to do is we are going to be heading over to my LinkedIn to pick my LinkedIn account. So once you log on to your LinkedIn, all you have to do is copy your LinkedIn URL, then go over here to paste it. Then the next thing you're going to be asked is your skill and your background. So all you have to do over here is include your skill and your background. And when you come over here, you have to select your language. So if you use English, German, or whichever language you are looking to be a data annotator in, you just have to select it. So they will ask you for your full fluency in written English. So you can simply say native or fluent. So spoken, you can simply say fluent. So if you speak or understand more than one languages, you can simply come over here to add another language. So over here, they will ask you to add your skills. So they say include domains you would feel comfortable answering questions for based on prior educational or professional experience. So over here, you can actually include various skills that are suitable for you. So even if you're in accounting, if you're in admin support, whatever skills you have experience in, you can actually list it right here. So when you look over here, they have different kind of skills, both technical and non-technical skills. So all you have to do is go through this list and pick any skill that is suitable with what you have been doing. So you don't need to have deep experience in it. You just have to have simple knowledge of it. So if you've been a software engineer before, if you've been a content writer before, whatever, you just have to select it. So let's say, for example, we are going to select content writing. And one amazing thing is you can add more than one skills over here. So even if you have various skills, you can input more than one skills over here. So when you come over here, the next thing you have to do is add your license and credentials. So if you are someone that has license or credentials, you can actually add it over here. Now, when you come over here, you can see your account name. So like I mentioned, please make sure that you're using your correct name when creating your own account. Then when you come over here, you can see your referral code. So in case you want to refer people to join DataAnnotation.tech, you can actually use your referral code. And I think you earn a certain amount when someone use your referral code to apply. Now over here, you can decide to add your phone number. And over here, you have to add your paper email because they pay using paper. So in case you don't have a paper account, all you just have to do is go over to www.paper.com to create an account. So you just have to go over here to say sign up for paper. So it is actually easy and it gets approved automatically. Before, it takes over 2 weeks or 7 days to get approved. But right now, you can get your paper account in 24 hours. Now over here, you can come here to set up a two-factor verification. So I will advise you set this up just to protect your account. So once you actually create your paper account, you come over here to add your paper email. That is the email you use to create your paper account. Now once you save changes, you can see the few changes we have made and you can always update this. So over here, I will recommend you add as many skills as possible. So, because once you add as many skills as possible that you can actually handle, it will actually help the website to recommend jobs that suit your skills. And for you to start seeing jobs that suit your skills, it will take a couple of hours for you to start seeing jobs that suit your skills.
So the next website we can actually find data annotator jobs is on Alignerr. So for Africans, one thing you need to know about Alignerr is Alignerr accepts Africans, but for you to access Alignerr, you need to make use of a VPN. You can actually make use of free VPN like the Windscribe VPN. So you do not actually need to start paying for VPN. So you can make use of free VPN. But Alignerr accepts Africans and people all over the world. Now let's take a look at what Alignerr looks like. So Alignerr is a platform where people get paid to train AI, just like the last website we explored, DataAnnotator.tech. But one thing with Alignerr is they actually pay a higher hourly rates compared to DataAnnotator.tech. So just like the Data Annotator platform where we have skills for experts and skills for general data annotators,
In Aligner also, we have skills for experts and we also have for entry level data annotator. Like when you look over here, you can see that they have the skills for new entry data annotator, which they call general. And when you look over here, they have data annotator that wants to work on audio data. And if you have coding skills and if you're in STEM, now, when we are talking about STEM, we are talking about those people that have expertise in science and technology. Now, when we go down a little, you can actually see some of the jobs we have on Aligner. For over here, you can see growth and community manager. So over here, you can see how much they pay for each role. So for here, you see they're looking for an AI language expert, Korean. So you see how much they pay. Now, when you look at this, you see that this is for an image description specialist where you get paid to teach AI how to see, describe images, and shape future of visual intelligence, remote, flexible, no experience needed. So these are things, so these are various jobs you can actually see on Aligner. So let's say we want to explore this job to see what it actually looks like. So as you can see, you can read more about this job. They're looking for a commitment of 10 to 40 hours per week. So you can read more about these jobs over here. Now, when you see that most of these jobs, you do not need any experience. If you want to start working as a data annotator, you do not need any experience. You do not need any certification, and you do not need any degree. All you need is the previous qualities we mentioned. So if you believe that you have the previous qualities we mentioned, you can simply go ahead and start applying to be an entry level data annotator. And please make sure that if you do not have any expertise, like any expert skill, you concentrate on applying to jobs in the generalist or general data annotator section. Now, let's say we want to apply to this job. All we have to do is go over to click on apply. So, but let's say before going over to say we want to apply, so we can simply sign in with Google. So let's say I want to sign in with my email. So I just go over to say continue. So once you apply using any of your Google accounts, you'll be prompted to upload your resume. So you can simply go over here to choose and upload your resume if you have one. But if you don't have a resume, you can simply use Canva to design a resume. And I also have a video that I'm also going to be attaching to the description of this video that shows you how you can actually design a standard resume if you're looking for how to design a resume that is very standard and that is ATS compliance. So once you upload your resume, all you have to do is wait for it to upload, then you can go over to click on continue. So the next thing is it will prompt you to fill your details. So you can choose if you're female or male. So because I'm female, I'm going to go ahead to choose female. Then it will prompt you to add your date of birth. So all you have to do is go ahead to add your date of birth. So for this, I'm just going to use a date of birth that is not mine. So let me just say I'm making use of the date of birth 2000. And let's go ahead and continue. So over here, it's going to prompt you to add your phone number. All right. So you just go ahead to add your phone number. So you simply go ahead to select your country, then add your phone number. So because I'm currently in Nigeria, I'm simply going to click on Nigeria and I'm going to add my phone number over here. So after adding your phone number, you simply click on continue, and over here it's going to ask you to select your country. So you go ahead and select your country. So because I'm in Nigeria, I'm going to select Nigeria. So after selecting your country, you click on continue. So the next thing it's going to ask for is your LinkedIn profile. So having a LinkedIn account is very essential if you want to apply to Alignerr. So you need to have a LinkedIn account. The LinkedIn account doesn't necessarily need to be active, right? You don't necessarily need to be posting every day to use the LinkedIn account. You can simply even create a new LinkedIn account just to apply on Alignerr. So it is actually acceptable. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to go over to my LinkedIn account and pick up my LinkedIn profile. So I'm just going to head over to LinkedIn. So this is my LinkedIn URL. So I'm just going to pick it, come over here and paste it, then click on continue. So you click on continue. So you can click native, then continue. So here they're going to say, tell us your preference. Okay. So because for my resume, I have a lot of experience making use of coding and all. So you can simply select your experience right here. So you can simply say if you have experience in voice acting, science, writing, finance, education. So you can select as many experience as you really want. Okay. So but make sure you're selecting what you have experience in. Okay. Make sure you're spelling but make sure you're selecting what you have experience in. So we go over to click on continue. Now, once you successfully submit your application, you see these are several jobs that you can see on Alignerr. These are several jobs you can see on Alignerr. So you can simply go ahead to start applying to jobs. So when you look over here, you see they're looking for a voiceover artist, Spanish. They're looking for a voice talent, UK, Scotland. So these are several jobs they have available, and these are several. And when you look at each jobs, you can actually see the pay they are offering. So on Aligner, you can earn as high as 25 to even $100 per hour. So this is it. Now let's say I want to apply for this particular job. All I have to click on is apply. So I'll click on apply. So once you click on apply on Aligner, it is very easy to apply to jobs. So once you click on apply, you will see that you have applied to the job, and they are going to go through your resume and your skills. If you're a good fit for this, they are going to ask you to complete a a test, right? So once you complete the
So let's
test,
take a look at
then
the
you
second
can
remote
start
job on the
working on
list.
that
So
project
the
and
second
start
remote job
earning.
is Search Engine Evaluator and Internet Rater. So this remote job you can apply with little or no experience. So if you're someone that is interested in being a search engine evaluator, you don't need a degree or experience to apply for these jobs. And one thing you need to understand is sometimes search engine evaluator is also called internet rater. So when applying to jobs, you can see internet rater or search engine evaluator. They do mean the same thing. Now let's look at what exactly does a search engine evaluator do. So I'm also going to be explaining this in simple terms, just like the way I explained the data annotator job. Now, as a search engine evaluator, your job is to help companies improve search engines and AI systems by checking whether the results they give people are actually useful and relevant. So now let's say, for example, someone searched for best laptops for students. Your role as a search engine evaluator is to check the various search results that actually appeared and rate how useful each search result is to the search. So let's say, for example, someone goes to an e-commerce website and search for best mics for content creators. So once you search for this, you'll see that they have different options are going to pop up. So your role as a search engine evaluator is to look at each of these results that popped up for this search and select which are relevant to the search. Also, additionally, as a search engine evaluator, one thing you will be working with is you'll be shown a lot of AI generated answer and asked whether the information is relevant, accurate, or helpful. So you can also be asked to compare two search results and decide which one better answers the user's questions. Let's say, for example, someone asks an AI to generate an image of a lady in white. Now you can be given two responses from the AI showing the image of a lady in white. So as a search engine evaluator, your role is to select which of the image that was generated by the AI actually shows the picture of a lady in white. So this is basically what a search engine evaluator does. Additionally, as a search engine evaluator, you will be expected to evaluate advertisements, maps, websites, images, or social media content depending on the project. Now let's look at who is a perfect fit for this job. Or qualities you need to succeed as a search engine evaluator. So this job is perfect for people that are good at researching things online. So if you're someone that is good at using Google and other search engine machines to search for things and research things online, that's one of the most useful skills you need to be a search engine evaluator. So if you're a good researcher, if you're someone that is good at looking for information and finding information on the internet, then this simply means that you can be a very good search engine evaluator. The second is if you're someone that pays attention to details. Just like data annotation job, if you want to be a search engine evaluator, you also need to pay attention to details because you need to carefully evaluate information, and you must be someone that can follow guidelines because companies normally provide detailed instruction on how the results should be rated. So you should be someone that knows how to follow guidelines, and you should be someone that knows how to follow instruction. So if you're someone that knows how to follow guidelines and instruction, then this simply means that you can work as a search engine evaluator. Now also, if you're someone that wants flexible remote work, so one thing you need to know is many projects for search engine evaluators require you to work remotely. So if you're someone that loves working remotely, if you're someone that is looking for a remote job you can actually complete with ease and get paid very well, then a search engine evaluator is very suitable for you. So another thing is if you're someone that do not have any technical background but you're looking at something you can do to actually earn good money online, then being a search engine evaluator is also the perfect fit for you because you don't need any, because to be a search engine evaluator you do not need to know programming or coding. Now the next thing is you must be someone that understands the local culture and language. Now some companies specifically want to hire a search engine evaluator that understand their language and culture, because some projects specifically need people who understand search behavior in particular countries, because search behavior in countries differs. So most times when people are hiring for a search engine evaluator, They want to hire someone that actually has a bit knowledge of their language and culture. But this doesn't mean that if you're an African, you cannot land a search engine evaluator role simply because you're an African that is not traveled, or you're an African living in Africa, because we have a lot of companies looking for search engine evaluators that do not have any language or local culture understanding requirements. Now let's look at the requirements for this role. So we are going to be exploring the requirements for this role, what you actually need to become a search engine evaluator. Now the number one thing you need is a laptop or a computer, and the second thing you need is a reliable internet connection. You also need good English or the language required for the project. Like I said, some jobs may require you to know how to speak certain languages, to know how to speak French, to know how to speak Spanish, and the rest of them. While most jobs are also in pure English. So once you know how to speak, read, and write English, then you're qualified for most jobs of search engine evaluator. So you must also have a basic computer and internet skills. So you must have good research skills. In fact, this is one of the essential requirements to become a search engine evaluator. You must have a good research skill, so it is very, very important. Now you must have the ability to follow detailed instructions. Just like a data annotator, you should be someone that knows how to take and follow instructions. So this is one of the requirements to become a search engine evaluator. Additionally, you must be someone that is familiar with search engines and social media. So you must be someone that is good with search engines, making use of various search engines like Google and the rest of them. And you must also have a very good social media skill. And lastly, in some cases, you will
Now, when you
require
look
a
over here, you
smartphone.
see
And
that they
why do
have
you need a
different
smartphone? Most
opportunities
times,
in
if you want to
computer
become a
science,
search engine
engineering, finance, and the
evaluator,
rest of
some
them. Now, to
companies
get
will
started,
require
all
that
you
you
have to do
take some
is find
assessments that
relevant
you can only
job.
take with your phone before you start working. So these are the requirements you need to succeed as a search engine evaluator. Now let's look at how much does a search engine evaluator actually earn. So one thing you need to know is that pay varies considerably depending on your country, right? So people based in America, people based in Europe and all attract small pay compared to people based in Africa. But this doesn't mean that people based in Africa doesn't also get paid very well. So why people based in Europe and America can attract as high as $35 to as high as $100 per hour. People based in Africa attract $8 to $25 per hour. So that is just it. So one thing you just need to know is that how much you earn depends on the country, and it also depends on the company and the project. And one thing you also need to understand about being a search engine evaluator is, unlike the traditional full-time job, you may not receive a guaranteed number of hours every week. So there's no guaranteed number of hours, like you have to work 10 hours per week, you have to work 20 hours per week. So there's no guaranteed number of hours. So it all depends on the project. And so you can even work as high as 20 hours a week, or depending on how long it takes you to complete the project. So there is no guaranteed number of hours weekly. Now the next thing we are going to be doing is we are going to be exploring the website where you can apply for jobs to become a search engine evaluator. So the first website you can actually find search engine evaluator jobs is on TELUS International. So on TELUS International, you can find jobs for internet data, online data analyst, and personalized internet assessor, and other data AI related evaluation projects.
On board with is work anywhere, anytime, competitive pay, and they actually have fast payouts. Now, when you go over here, you can see some of the jobs available on TELUS in digital. So when you look over here, you can see audio data collection. You can see a lot of remote jobs, remote freelance opportunity for bioinformatics subject matter experts, and you can see full stack AI logic specialist. And so there are lots of opportunities right here. Now, what you have to do is you have to go over to the login or sign up page, and you can actually sign up by using your email address, or you can sign up with Google. So let me go over to sign up with Google because it's faster. So the next thing you have to do is accept the service level agreement. Now it will prompt you to upload your resume or start from scratch. So uploading your resume is always faster. So you just have to go over and upload your resume right here. So once you upload your resume, you wait for your resume to complete uploading. Now the next thing it's going to ask you to do is put your information and your date of birth. So I'm just going to go over here and select a date of birth. Now let's say I'm making use of August. And so for you to make use of TELUS, you should be 18 and above. So let's say I want to select it 2000, and then over here you go over to say female or male, depending on your gender. Then over here you select your highest education level. Then it will prompt you to write to add your house address. So let me say Ikeja, Lagos. Let me say Ikeja, GRA. And over here, it will prompt you to add your city, states, and country. So we can simply say Lagos. So you click on Lagos, Nigeria, and it will ask for zip code. So I don't think that's necessary. Then you select your years of experience, 0 to 3 years, 3 to 5 years. And for zip code, you can simply say 1001111. So we can click on continue. Now over here, it's going to ask you to select the languages you actually make use of. So we can select English. You can decide to add a new language, and you can select Yoruba, you can select Hausa. Now based on the skill you have on your resume, it's going to select some skills for you. So you can actually add more skills over here. Then after adding all the skills you have, you can also decide to add your work sample here, okay, and continue. So you can add your work sample here, add more links and continue. Now the next thing is phone verification. So you go over to click on all other countries except the USA. So over here it will prompt you to add your phone number. So you add your phone number and get the verification code. So let me just go ahead and add my phone number to get the verification code. So once you add your phone number, they will send you the verification code. You add the verification code and they will tell you that you're successfully submitted, and they will get back to you in about 2 business days, but sometimes they get back to you in less than 2 business days. So all you have to do is you can now see available jobs right here. Okay, you can now see the available jobs right here. So let's say I want to go ahead and apply for this data scientist intermediate role. So once you go over here, you can see more about the job, right? As you can see here, they say 4 to 40 hours per week. They're willing to pay $10 to $25 per hour. So I can simply go over here to say I want to apply to this job. And over here, you see the process of you getting started. So you see for over here, your first of all, they will review your profile, pre-scanning, terms and condition, and the rest of them. Now let's go back to say start application. So over here, you see all just have to do is submit and continue. So they will ask you what additional language you're proficient in. So you can choose the one you're also proficient in. Then you click on continue. So it will ask you for your qualification level. So you click on submit and continue. Now it will ask you for your date of birth. Now, after adding your date of birth, you click on continue to the terms and conditions. So you go through the terms and conditions and you just have to sign over here. You say, yes, I've read it, then you sign over here. So once you sign, you click on continue. Now the next thing is they will ask you to provide your resume to continue. So you select your resume, then you continue. Now over here, you'll be asked to to select your certification and all. So this is a practical step on how you can apply to job on TELUS International. So once you pick up your certification, then you go over to take the exams required. Then once you're accepted into the project, you start working and start earning.
So we have actually explored how you can actually use TELUS digital AI community to apply for jobs to become a search engine evaluator. Now, the next website you can actually use to get jobs to become a search engine evaluator is Welocalize. Now, Welocalize offer roles such as search quality rater and ads quality rater. So, Welocalize is similar to TELUS, so it has the same user interface. So, using the same way I showed you how to navigate TELUS Limited, you can actually use that same way to navigate Welocalize. So, let's go over to job number 3. So, the number 3rd on my list is online tutor. Now, one thing you need to understand is you can become an online tutor without needing any experience, without needing any degree. So if you have something you're good at and you feel like you can comfortably teach other people, then you're qualified to become an online tutor. So as an online tutor, your responsibility is simply to help people learn something you already know through the internet. So you don't need to be a qualified tutor, you don't need to be a qualified teacher. So once there's any skill or any area of expertise you believe you're good at, you can actually teach people this thing online. So it could even be a language. You can teach people how to speak English, Spanish, French, or any language you're actually good at. You can teach people mathematics, you can teach people various form, anything you believe that you're good at, you can actually teach people. And so there are various things you can actually teach online. Like I mentioned, English. You can even teach people academic subjects like teaching people mathematics, science, accounting, economics. So whatever you feel you're good at, you can actually teach people online and get paid. You can also, as an online tutor, you can even help people teach them professional skills. You can teach people Excel, programming, or data analysis. You can also help people prepare for the examination. There are a lot of students that struggle to prepare for examinations. So you can help students prepare for an examinations as long as you're knowledgeable in the field that are struggling out. Now let's look at who this online tutor is perfect for. Now this job is great for people who are knowledgeable about a particular subject. Like I mentioned, you don't need to be a qualified teacher to be a tutor online. So if you have any skill that you believe that you're very, very good at, you can actually become an online tutor and help people understand this skill very well. Now the next is you enjoy explaining things to others. Now for you to be a successful online tutor, you should be able to, you must enjoy explaining things to others. So you must be a very patient person that loves teaching, that loves explaining things to others. So if you're someone that loves teaching and loves explaining things to others, then being an online tutor is just perfect for you. You must be patient with learners. That's another thing I mentioned it earlier. You must be someone that is patient. Also, if you're someone that wants flexible working hours, like if you're someone that is tired of doing 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 and you're looking for flexible working hours, you can also become an online tutor because it offers you flexible working hours. Now let's exploit the requirements that is needed to become an online tutor. Now the number one thing is, of course, you need a laptop and or a desktop computer. So that's number one requirement because you need to register on the platform. You need to register on the platform. You need to create a profile and all this, and it is best done using a laptop. Another thing you need is a stable internet connection. You also need webcam and a microphone. So a microphone that has microphone, maybe a headset that has a microphone and a stable internet connection because you have to be online teaching people, and no students want to pay you to teach them, and at the end of the day they will achieve nothing or gain nothing because of you have a slow internet. You should also have a quiet environment. So because learners, you need to explain things and learners need to understand what you're explaining. So it needs to be done in a quiet environment because no learner wants to pay you, and when they come online to learn, there are a lot of noises around. So remember, you're teaching international candidates, so they'll be expecting the best from you. You also need a good communication skill. You must be someone that communicates very well. You should be able to explain things in simple terms to people. So you need a good communication skill. Now let's look at how much you can earn as an online tutor. So for beginners working as an online tutor, you can earn as high as $10 to $20 per hour. But if you're an experienced tutor or you're a specialized tutor, maybe a tutor that specializes in some other in technical courses, right? You can attract as high as $20 to $50 per hour. I'm going to be giving you two websites that you can actually check if you want to become an online tutor. So let's go ahead and exploit the websites where you can actually find online tutor jobs. Now the first website we are going to be looking at is Studypool.
So as you can see over here, Studypool is a website where you can actually earn money teaching various subjects. Now, when you look over here, you can view all the subjects they have. They have subjects in business, humanities, mathematics, programming, science, writing, health and medical, economics, engineering, computer science, law, and foreign languages. Now, these are the various subjects they have. So if you're someone that have expertise or a strong knowledge in any of these subject areas, this simply means that you can earn on Studypool. So aside from being a tutor on Studypool, you can actually answer questions on Studypool and get paid. Now, if you see, they have recent questions and they also have private questions, and private questions tend to pay higher, and so you can see how much you earn when you answer each questions being asked. Now let's say you want to register as a tutor. All you have to do is go over to click on become a tutor. Now you can see some amazing features about Studypool. They have the lowest service fee, so they charge $20. So they charge 20% of what you earn, on a project, and it is a reliable source of income, and you have full freedom and flexibility. Now you can just click on apply. You can see over here they accept teachers from all over the world. So you can simply click on apply. So all you have to do here is insert your email. Then over here you can select a password. So you can decide to use your own password, or you simply use a strong password recommended by the website. Then you go ahead to click an account. So as you can see, it says username cannot have spaces. So we can simply go over to join this together. Then we can simply say suggest a password. So we use this, and let's click create an account again. Now the next thing it will ask you to do is to verify your email address. So I'm just going to go over to my email now to verify the email address. Now this is the email you're going to be receiving from Studypool. All you have to do is go over to click on verify email. Now you go ahead to accept their terms of use and click on I agree. Now when you click on this, you can see what they are saying here. Now they're saying that they vet all tutors to ensure they are qualified to work on the platform. Like a typical job application, you'll be asked to provide information about yourself and your qualifications. You will also be asked to answer 3 short questions in the topics of your choice so they can assess your knowledge and skills. One thing you need to know is that the application takes about 30 minutes to an hour and can be saved if you're unable to complete it on one sitting. So even if you're unable to complete your application on one sitting, you can actually save it and apply it and continue the application later. Now, one thing you need to also pay attention is this, right? Now, Studypool has a strict policy against plagiarism. So, if your application is found to have plagiarism, including text generated by artificial intelligence such as ChatGPT, declined, it will be immediately declined, and you will have no opportunity to apply again. Once you click on this, the next thing is click on start application. Now, what you need to understand about Studypool is it is not the traditional it's not the traditional tutoring platform where you have to teach students like you're teaching them in secondary school. Here, they simply ask questions, right? And you answer their questions and get paid. Now, over here, this is where you put all your information. Okay, so you should be as detailed as possible when putting your information. Now, you go ahead to put every information. After putting your information, you click on save and continue and complete the other process. Now, Studypool is actually a very good platform if you want to be an online tutor. It pays very well, right? And there are regular jobs for you to apply to as long as you are qualified.
So let's go to the second website on my list where you can find jobs for online tutors. So the second website on my list is Cambly. So Cambly is another website where you can find jobs for online tutors. So on Cambly, they have jobs for everyone. So it doesn't matter your specialty or area of expertise, there is a job for you on Cambly.
So as you can see over here, Cambly is a website where you can teach people and get paid. So they say tutor with Cambly, get paid to chat with people from all over the world. Now, tutoring English with Cambly is fun and rewarding. No teacher certificates, bachelor's degree, or prior teaching experience needed. So when you look over here, you see that they're temporarily limiting the number of new tutors they welcome to Cambly to protect their current tutors. So one thing you need to understand is Cambly is a very regulated website. So they try to protect the tutors on Cambly and to also ensure that jobs available go around for everyone on Cambly. Now, when you look over here, you see that you get paid weekly. So on Cambly, you get paid weekly. So you earn every minute you spend chatting. So you can make as high as $0, 0.17 per minute. That is about $10.2 per hour, or you can even make as high as $12 per hour on Cambly Kits. So Cambly offers weekly pay via direct deposit and more. So you can tutor anytime from anywhere. So there is no restriction. So it doesn't matter where you're based. You can actually become a tutor on Cambly. So on Cambly, you help people around the world build their English language skills in one-on-one lessons. You chat with university student from Brazil, a marketing professional for Japan. Now, if you want to get started on Cambly, all you have to do is go over here and say get started. So you can decide to register with your email address or via Google. So over here, you can just go over and say email. So you can put your own password or use the suggested password. Then you click on next. So you can approve if you want Cambly to send you notifications or no. Now, the next thing you need to do is you have to indicate your location. So if your location is Canada, wherever you are, you indicate. So currently I'm in Nigeria, so I'm going to be indicating Nigeria. Now on Cambly, you can decide to tell which of the students you want to teach. If you want to teach adult students or you want to take Cambly kids, families. And the next thing you have to do is set up your Cambly profile. So it is important to set up your Cambly profile to standard. So you'll be expected to record a 1 to 3 minutes video introducing yourself so students can get to know you. Over here, you can write a brief introduction about yourself so the students can know who they want to work with. And over here, you can add any other thing you think people should know about you. Maybe your additional certification, the languages you speak, and any other thing. Then over here too, you can decide to add your language. Now over here, you can actually add your interests. Okay, let students know if you're especially skilled in areas like grammar, reading, or writing, etc. Then over here, you can add your specialty, your teaching style, your preferred level, and if you want to deal with beginners or intermediate level or upper intermediate level. Then over here, you can tell your language skills. All right. Then test preparation. Okay, the test you're going to be giving your students, industry familiarity. So over here, you can tell your experience, your teaching, but it's optional. So you can add your educational certification and everything. Now, once you're done with this, you go over here to click on supplementary. So for supplementary, all you need to do is answer the supplementary questions like why do you want to teach on Cambly? Where did you hear about Cambly? So over here, they will ask if you have worked on any other tutoring platforms in the past, like GoKid and the rest of them. Then over here, you have to take a connection test. Okay, they want to check your connection speed, your webcam speed, because your microphone or headset sets stability. Now, when you get here, all you need to do is start your test. Once you complete your test, you hit on submit, and they will take a couple of days or maybe a week to review your profile. And if they think your profile is solid enough, then they will approve your profile. Then you can start working and earning on Cambly.
So one thing you need to understand about teaching on Cambly is this, because currently they're trying to protect because right now they're trying to protect their current teachers, so approval might pass through more scrutiny and it might take longer time, maybe within a couple of days or even a week or two. So once you register, even if you don't hear back from them immediately, I will advise you be patient. They will definitely get back to you. So the number 4 on my list is AI content reviewer. So sometimes this role is also called an AI response evaluator instead of an AI content reviewer. So let's explain what your job would be as an AI content reviewer. So basically, your job will be to review answers created by artificial intelligence and make them better. So what you have to do is you will review several answers that was given by artificial intelligence, that is AI, and try to make their response better. So you don't necessarily need to know how to code or build artificial intelligence. All you need to know how to do is read properly, check if the response given by an AI agent makes sense. If it makes sense, you say it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, you say no, this doesn't make sense. So you'll be required to compare two different answers from two AI agents. Also, you'll be expected to check for grammar errors. You'll be expected to check for accuracy and relevance to the question. Also, as an AI content evaluator, it will be your responsibility to rewrite poor responses to make them clearer. Now, let's look at who this job is perfect for. So for you to be an AI content evaluator, there's some requirements you need. All right, there's some qualities you need to succeed in this role. So the number 1 quality is, if you're someone that has a very strong reading and writing skills, then you are a perfect fit to be an AI content evaluator. Additionally, if you're good at researching information online, if you're someone that can research properly, find the information online, then you have one of the major qualities required to be an AI content evaluator. And if you're someone that is comfortable working independently, and also if you're someone that thinks critically and identify mistakes easily, then you are suitable to become an AI content moderator. Now let's look at the requirements to be an AI content evaluator. Now the number one requirement is having a laptop or a desktop computer. Additionally, you need to have a stable internet connection. You also need to have good English and writing skills, research and critical thinking skills, and you must have the ability to follow detailed guidelines. Additionally, just like other rules I mentioned, you'll be required to pass an assessment before getting projects on the website I'm going to be giving you. Now, let's look at how much an AI content evaluator can earn. Now, one thing you need to know is that how much you earn as an AI content evaluator depends on the company you're working for. It depends on the project you're also working on, and it also depends on your expertise. So an AI content evaluator can earn as high as $10 to $30 per hour, but specialists or experts, maybe specialists in science, specialists in mathematics, and the rest of them can attract as high as $35 to even $50 per hour. Now, let's look at the websites where you can actually find jobs to become an AI content evaluator. Now, the number one website is a website I've mentioned before, which is TELUS Digital. So, TELUS Digital, I've actually showed you how to apply on TELUS Digital earlier. Now, I'm going to be taking you to the second website, and the second website on my list is ROWS. AWS is a website that offers AI data, search evaluation, and AI language related opportunities that is open to different countries. Now, let's go over to see what our ROWS website looks like.
So this is what the AWS website looks like. So over here, you can select that you're looking for a fully remote role. Then over here, you can also select location to be remote. Now once you select remote, you can actually see all the remote roles available. Now, one thing you need to understand about AWS is, unlike other websites, AWS has limited job opportunities for remote workers, but there are still job opportunities for remote workers. Like if you look over here, even though it says USA, you see that this is a fully remote role and it's a temporary contract. Now, if you're ready to apply for any of these, so all you just have to do is go ahead and apply. So, like I mentioned, AWS has limited work opportunities for people based remotely. But however, if you're based in Europe or the United States, you can actually have more opportunities on AWS AI.
So there you have it, 4 remote jobs you can exploit and start with little to no experience. Remember, you don't need to have everything figured out before you start. Stop waiting until you believe that you have everything figured out before you start. All you have to do right now is pick one, learn the skill you need, and start applying. And I want you to know that we can only move forward. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share, and you can give me a thanks using the thanks button below. Thank you so much for supporting this channel, and see you in my next